Good morning. Today's Monday, January 3rd. We're bringing you the latest news, making headlines to help start your day.
Some residents in the metro are waking up to the sight of falling snow as a winter weather advisory remains in effect for North and West Atlanta.
Let's get straight out to our Tori Cooper, who has the latest. She starts off our coverage in today's Morning News Rewind.
No, this is certainly not just a little mix. This is starting to come down and starting to accumulate right here on the ground, enough to make a snowball. Look at this. Just look at my hand right now. Look how big this snowball is. That's because Ella Dorsey told us to come up here to Blue Ridge to take a look. We're going to walk over here so we can show some of the snowpack that's starting to hit the area. Look at this car. It's pretty thick. It's pretty thick. So if you had your car parked outside in Blue Ridge, this is likely what you're going to wake up to. So keep that in mind. We haven't seen any downed trees in this area, but there was some debris on the roadway and it was very saturated on the road. So that's going to be something that you're going to want to keep in mind. But this is very thick out here. This isn't just a thin layer. This is pretty deep actually. So this is likely going to continue to grow in size because this has only been about 15 minutes out here that we have seen this. And just about 13 minutes that way, it was a completely different picture. We weren't even seeing any snow on the ground. It was just some sleet and some light wind. But Mother Nature is certainly mixing it up throughout the morning. She's going to be having these different patchy moments of severe weather. But up here in Blue Ridge, that is really what we're seeing on the ground out here. The wind is moving and the snow is falling. Reporting live in Blue Ridge, I'm Tori Cooper, CBS 46 News.
Don't have too much fun up there. All right, Tori, thanks. Our Storm Mode team coverage continues this morning. This is a new video from a viewer in Paulding County. People in Hiram waking up to some snow this morning. How about that? Rebecca Schramm is about 16 miles away in Marietta. So, Rebecca, what are you seeing? You're not too far away. I know you've seen some snow off and on. What about right now?
Well, nothing sticking to the ground, Rob. Good morning to you. I want to show you this, though, here on the Marietta Square. You see the big snowflakes over there, the holiday lights? Well, believe it or not, we have seen some real snowflakes falling this morning. Take a look at this video we shot at about 4 a.m. near Wellstar Kennestone Hospital, about a mile north of here. Big snowflakes were coming down, mixed with a little bit of rain. Of course, as warm as the ground is, the snow melted pretty much as soon as it hit the ground. The Cobb County government sent out a winter weather advisory that is going to be in effect until 9 o'clock this morning. They say there could be light snow accumulation anywhere from a dusting up to 1 inch and winds as high as 35 miles per hour. The Cobb County Department of Transportation had some crews working overnight to respond to any trouble spots. And I want to take you live again back here on the Marietta Square at West Park Drive. We're seeing some activity here this morning. From what we've been able to gather, there was perhaps a transformer that blew, and there was an initial report of a fire, but firefighters have not been able to locate any sort of working fire, but we've been monitoring that. It probably explains why about half of the Marietta Square has no power at the moment. So we'll continue to watch and see how that goes throughout the day. But main thing we want to tell our viewers this morning is as you get out and about, please bundle up. It is a drastic temperature difference from last night to this morning, and it is very windy outside, so be careful for that debris that Gervier and Rob were mentioning earlier in this newscast, because you will encounter some of that as you're out and about this morning on the roadways. We're live in Marietta. Rebecca Schramm, CBS 46 News.
Yeah, Rebecca, thanks so much. You can actually hear that wind blowing, and it is absolutely brutal out there. Yeah, combine that with the temperatures, right? And even before the overnight snow and the wet weather of the weekend caused this road to partially collapse. This is in Stonecrest. It's a portion of Zinendorf Drive. Road crews trying to stabilize that road until they can make permanent repairs.
6:37 this morning. We're keeping an eye on today with the other stories you need to know.
Health experts say while Omicron seems to cause less severe illness in adults, it may hit younger children harder than previous variants.
This is a milder form of the coronavirus. It appears to be more of an upper airway disease and a lower airway disease. That's good for most Americans. The one group that may be a problem for is very young kids, very young children, toddlers, who have trouble with upper airway infection.
Hospitalizations are rising nationwide for those younger children. Health experts expect the national surge to continue into February.
More than 2,100 schools are closed or remote to start the new year, including at least 5 districts here in Metro Atlanta. Some school districts like Seattle and Washington, D.C. are delaying their return in order to distribute rapid tests.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says he's tested positive for COVID. Secretary Austin says he has mild symptoms but will remain home. The secretary was fully vaccinated and had also gotten his booster shot last October.
This week, President Biden and Vice President Harris plan to deliver remarks on the first anniversary of the January 6th insurrection. It's this Thursday. Former President Trump, whose actions during the attack are under congressional scrutiny, plans to hold a news conference that day.
It's a new year, and there are some new babies that are here. Emory Healthcare welcomed its first babies born in 2022. These are 3 little girls born at Emory Decatur, Emory Midtown, and Emory Johns Creek. They were all born within the first hour of the new year. So we want to say a big congratulations and try to get some sleep. Welcome back. It's 15 minutes till 7. Happening today, Atlanta Mayor-elect Andre Dickens officially takes over. His inauguration is scheduled for 1 o'clock this afternoon at his alma mater, Georgia Tech. Before taking over for outgoing Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, Mayor-elect Dickens took part in an interfaith prayer across Atlanta yesterday. It was held virtually and included sermons from various faith leaders of all different backgrounds, sharing their blessings for the city.
Meanwhile, outgoing Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms is saying goodbye after 4 years in office.
I have an opportunity to deliver for people who often don't have a voice and don't have influence. I'm just trusting and believing that the next is going to be even bigger and better, whatever that next may be.
Mayor Bottoms posting that video online over the weekend. She also tweeted, quote, "Thank you, Atlanta. I love you."
It's 6:46. You could expect to see bigger crowds at fitness centers today as a lot of people start on those New Year's resolutions. You know, they're going to lose weight, they're going to get healthy, start exercising.
Brooks said this, and I thought it too. It's a Monday, too. It's not even the beginning of the new year. People were like, let's push that
it off till Monday.
Till Monday, right, Brooks? So it's not the only goal, though, for 2022 to get fit. There's a few others.
And look, and let's face it, we were all thinking the same thing. I'm going to start mine today, too. Couldn't do it over the weekend.
It's the third, right?
Yeah. Well, the vast majority are aiming for better health in 2022. That's according to a new report. But get this, nearly half of Americans plan to maintain an exercise routine like running or cycling. Another 51% of people vow to spend more time with their family this year. Although Betty White did not live to see 100 years old, fans will still have a chance to celebrate the icon in grand fashion. Betty White, A Celebration, the documentary on the remarkable performer's life and career, will play in theaters January 17th, which would have been White's 100th birthday. There are going to be some showings here in Atlanta, and those tickets can be purchased online. All right, well, if you're still using a BlackBerry device as your way of communicating in 2022, there's probably a problem there anyway, but you're going to need a new phone by tomorrow. BlackBerry putting out a reminder for its users saying that it's going to be discontinuing service for all classic devices Tuesday. Yeah, the shutdown means that the phones will no longer be able to function, with your data, so searching on the web, phone calls, text messages, and 911 calls. Now get this, in 2018, more than 500,000 Americans were still using BlackBerries. It's 2022 now.
Did either one of you?
I did. Yeah, I used to have one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
me
It was a
too.
hand-me-down one. It wasn't a new one.
There was a time where people preferred having BlackBerries over iPhones.
Especially
at the beginning.
businesses,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
So
had a
funny to
BlackBerry.
think about. I mean, Brooks started that out. If you're still using a BlackBerry, well, you're stuck in 2007.
Yeah, that's first bit of business. I'm
Thanks,
just saying.
Brooks. Appreciate that.
All Mako medical testing sites will open a bit later today at 10 a.m. This delay includes the sites located in Cherokee, Gilmer, Murray, and Whitfield counties. It comes as the number of cases skyrocket across Georgia. This graph shows the Omicron spike at the very right. Just last week, the state broke its record for the most COVID cases reported in a single day, nearly 18,000 new cases. Today, we're expecting to see new numbers from the health department.
A lot of Metro Atlanta school districts will begin their second semester without children in the classroom. Atlanta Public Schools says its students will go back to school virtually tomorrow because of a surge in positive COVID cases. Students will stay virtual the rest of the week. The current plan is to resume in-person teaching next Monday, January 10th.
APS is at least the 5th Metro Atlanta school district to go virtual for the first week of the new semester. Clayton, DeKalb, Fulton, and Rockdale counties are doing the same. Gwinnett County will announce its plan for the semester today. After a bizarre incident during Sunday's Tampa Bay Buccaneers and New York Jets game, Antonio Brown no longer with the Bucs.
Our Brooks Baptiste has been following this story, and Brooks, the problem seems to be a whole lot bigger than what most of us saw on camera.
Yeah, good morning to you guys. You know, if you were on social media shortly after the incident happened yesterday, then you might have seen a lot of memes, maybe some jokes, and even comments about Antonio Brown's outburst. But some health experts are saying that this is everything but funny, calling it downright concerning. Here is that video showing the wide receiver having a meltdown. He ripped off his shoulder pads, went on to take off his undershirt. You're going to see him doing that there in just a second. And as he was making his way down the field, he was even waving to fans, trying to hype them up even more before heading for the tunnel. Well, some health experts say Brown is clearly not well mentally, and some of his teammates are saying that the mental health of all players should be taken seriously.
I think everyone should be very compassionate and empathetic toward, some very difficult things that are happening.
All right, so that was QB Tom Brady, who fought hard to get the Bucs to sign Brown. But I do want to show you this. After a couple of hours that Brown walked off the field, he had a new song that dropped on Apple Music, and it's called Pit Not the Palace. So a lot of questions surrounding that right now, but the bottom line is, regardless, a lot of fans for the Tampa Bay Bucs or just for Antonio Brown in general do say that they hope he gets the help he needs if there is something there mentally, indeed, guys.
Crazy story. I've seen a lot of things in sports, and I have never seen that happen in an NFL game. Also, Brooks, he took an Uber to leave the stadium.
He wasn't on the plane. I can tell you that. Back, so.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, my goodness.
Yeah, there were other things that had happened in the past that maybe have led people to say that there might be deeper issues there too. Thanks,
all right.
Brooks.
Yep, we'll hope for the best for him. And a young hockey fan is being recognized for saving an NHL team staff member. Nadia Popovici was watching a game between Vancouver and Seattle when she noticed Brian Hamilton, an assistant equipment manager, had a small mole on the back of his neck. Now, Nadia, a nursing assistant, wrote out a warning message on her phone and held it up against plexiglass. Hamilton thought it was weird, but his wife urged him to listen, so he got it removed, and the biopsy showed it was type 2 malignant melanoma.
What?
Over the weekend, Hamilton and his hero reunited.
It was your effort and your persistence and the fact that you just didn't write it on your phone like you wrote it, the way you wrote it on your phone. I told Jess, I owe it to this person to get checked.
What an incredible story. So doctors told Hamilton the cancer would have been deadly in just 4 to 5 years. So as a thanks, the Vancouver Canucks and Seattle Kraken gave Popovici a $10,000 gift to use toward medical school.
Thanks for watching CBS 46 News. Watch us live wherever you are, our mobile and our streaming news app. You can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.